What's going on, Patriots? Back with another Patriot prayer reaction for you. And this one is Tom and Adam, Freedom of Speech by special request. So I haven't heard the song. It's like all my reactions. I do not listen to these songs before I react to them, guys. I really don't. I kind of like the whole idea behind the actual honest reaction. And if I ever do listen to a song that I want to react to anyway, I'll tell you. There's no point in blowing smoke, but yeah, I haven't heard the song, and it was requested. Actually, I didn't even know it existed. I had to go looking for it, and I found it on his channel on what we old folks used to call, I guess this would be considered like a B-side. Remember when you used to have to flip the album over or the tape and all that? You had a B-side. I guess this would be considered that, if there is such a thing anymore. But it's typical Tom, typical Adam, I'm sure. So get ready to these guys saying some things that are going to make some people blush, some people piss, some people laugh. It's just the way it is when you tell the truth. And we're going to find out. But guys, if you like hanging out with me during the course of this video and you like what you hear in the reaction, do me a favor, click that like, follow, subscribe, depending on what platform you're on. Leave a comment, because if you're on YouTube watching this, guess what? That's the only damn way I get to break through the algorithm and get seen and get the channel growing, is you putting a comment down there, even if it's just to say what's up, guys. I would really, really, really appreciate it. Check us out on @ThePatriotsPray at Twitter and @ThePatriotsPrayer everywhere else. And when I say everywhere else, I mean everywhere else. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. Tom and Adam Calhoun, Freedom of Speech. Here it is.
And the boys can have vaginas, where people purchase guns and go to school.
Here we go. There it is.
Welcome to America, where everything is made in China, where a girl can have a penis and the boys can have vaginas, where people purchase guns and go to school to open fire.
I told you right off the bat, man. Come on, dude. Come on, hold up. Let's do it again.
Welcome to America, where everything is made in China, where a girl can have a penis and the boys can have vaginas, where people purchase guns and go to school to open fire, and our government manipulates the truth trying to divide us. Welcome to the democratic USA. You're homophobic and racist if you ain't black or gay, where the stars and the stripes, they go up in flames, but every classroom in the country has a rainbow flag. It's the
man, ain't it the truth? Ain't it the truth? I went to a church not far from where I am right now. I went to a church, and this church rents they host a thing for the school in this church. I don't want to give too much away, because I don't want to put their business out there. That's their prerogative. But I'll tell you the situation. So they let me, did I get that right? No. So the church rent space from the school to do the church, right? So they have like an area in the school where they do their thing. And over the last 5 years, they were explaining to me more and more and more how like the patriotism in the school has dissipated and has gone to more like what he just said, rainbow flags in the classroom, and these sorts of things, and it's indoctrination at this level, right? Because we're talking about elementary school kids, kids that are just going to be who they are, and they don't need you putting words to it or asking them questions to make them think about things. Because listen, if an 8 or 9 year old kid comes up to you and says they're trans, that's because you did that. You tricked that kid. You started talking to that kid. You've manipulated that kid. You've asked the question, forcing a kid who hasn't been able to formulate the kind of, or is not grown enough to formulate the kind of mental capacity, emotional capacity, or any other thing to be able to answer such a question is to their sexuality. But because you pose the question, and because it's become so popular, because it's become so trendy and woven into the fabric of the society that we are now in, that you got kids that otherwise wouldn't even know what the hell that is, trying to identify some sort of way so they fit in, because they've been told or made to think that it's absolutely cool and normal. So and here's the thing. The people that are really like that, they just are. You didn't have to tell them. You didn't have to ask them, hey, are you gay? Are you this? Are you that? They just were. They always knew. This is what I always hear from them anyway, right? So I just am what I am, and I feel how I feel, and blah. This is their normal course of, interaction when you ask these types of questions. And so that's not the case anymore. That's not the case anymore when you see these flags in classrooms. It's not the case anymore when little kids that wouldn't even know about the question itself are now answering questions that nobody should be asking a child at that age. So there it is. Sorry about it.
Stars and the stripes, they go up in flames, but every classroom in the country has a rainbow flag. It's a land of opportunity where natural immunity don't matter when Big Pharma has a cure to sell to you and me. Welcome to the home of the woke. We're going broke.
Listen. The pharmaceutical lobby is extremely powerful. It's extremely powerful. Did you know that when they were pushing out the vaccine in the beginning of the pandemic, there were some third world countries and that could not afford to pay the tab for those vaccines. So in some cases, they actually asked for land, and in one case, they asked for a military base. Please go look it up. Don't take my word for it. Honest to God, go look it up. And you got to ask yourself at that point, what in the hell is a pharmaceutical company going to do with a base? But damn it if they didn't ask for one. So it's all circumspect. It makes you think, like, why and where does that lead to, and what is the cause of that? So yeah, I mean, when you got a lobby that's that damn powerful to the point where people that sit on the board at the WHO and the CDC are from those same pharmaceutical companies that would approve the drugs, what do you think's going to happen? Well, I mean, honest to God, what do you think is really going to happen when the guy who works at said company sits on the board of this government entity, and then they get to vote on whether or not said drug makes it out to the public? What do you think they're going to say? No? You think they're going to say no and cut their own bottom line? Hell no. Come on, people. People really need to figure out how government works. That's exactly the conclusion that I've came to. People need to start trying to figure out how government works. I mean, actually go learn. Sorry, don't figure out. Go learn. Go read about how these things actually take place. Go read about the WHO, how it was formed. Go read about the CDC, what decisions they make, what power they have, what power they don't have. Because power is perception, folks. And what I mean is perception is power. And what I mean is this: if I don't know that you don't have that authority and you exercise that authority over me, I might just, if being uneducated, let you boss me around or force me to do something that you didn't have the power to force me to do. Right? It's a matter of you educating yourself so that you understand, man, because you know who slaves are? Idiots. People who don't know. People are easily led, easily manipulated, very easily manipulated. Some people might say, hypothetically, that somebody who is still walking around with a cloth mask on or driving around in a car by themselves with a cloth mask on, some people might say that they, might be an easily led type of individual. I don't know. I don't know is what I heard. So let's get back to the
You'll
video.
get canceled for a joke by folks who voted for Joe.
Hold on.
Welcome to the home of the woke. We're going broke. You'll get canceled for a joke by folks who voted for Joe. Where our freedom.
Hey, that ain't no bullshit either. Here, say it again.
Welcome to the home of the woke. We're going broke. You'll get canceled for a joke by folks who voted for Joe. Where our freedom isn't free, it's being held for ransom. Where we'd all be locked away if people didn't have guns. Where our only information is their.
Listen, freedom, I don't know what the hell it means to some people. I honestly don't. I don't understand why people are out there arguing to put themselves in chains. No. We got to get rid of guns. We got to get rid of what? So you don't like the police. You don't trust the police. You want to defund the police. This is what this political ideology, typically in the people in it, or this is their narrative that they say. But they say, oh, well, even though we don't like the police, we disagree with the police, we want to defund the police, all of these things, we think the police are the only people that should have guns. Meanwhile, the most restrictive gun laws in the cities and where they exist have the most gun violence. Why? Anybody want to venture a guess? It's real simple why. Real simple why. Because The people who could legally own guns and have them are not able to protect themselves because only the criminals who don't give a damn about the law are able to walk around and carry guns, giving the criminal power. And in this particular style of government, administration, culture, whatever the hell you want to call it, permeates the United States right now today, the criminal is the new victim. And if you don't see that, you haven't been paying attention.
In hell for ransom, where we'd all be locked away if people didn't have guns, where our only information is their propaganda. Everybody please rise for the national anthem. You ain't gonna shut me up. You gonna have to kill me and cut out my tongue. You ain't gonna shut me up. I'll be saying what I want at the top of my lungs. You ain't
He sound like the Beastie Boys right there when he just said that. Hold up.
gonna shut me up. I'll be saying what I want at the top of my lungs.
Yeah.
You ain't gonna shut me up. You gon' hear what I say till I'm 6 feet deep. You ain't gonna shut me up. You can hate all you want, I got freedom of speech, and you ain't gonna shut me up. Welcome to America, used to be the home of the brave. I love my country, fuck the government, I won't be a slave. You voted today, so what? They just threw your vote away.
What?
I love my country, fuck the government, I won't be a slave. You voted today, so what? They just threw your vote away. Trump won, but they stole and put a clone in his place. Jesus, why they keep pushing mental diseases? Please, can a real woman not have a penis? A fetus alive till you keep it from breathing.
Listen, I knew this song was gonna have some stuff in it that I couldn't comment on, but I guess it's all in the way in which you comment. There are many people out there, my opinion, right? Just let's clarify that. I'm not going to go any further than that, but it's my opinion. That's exactly what happened. And I'm not talking about no clones and all that kind of weird. I actually have some buddies of mine that really do believe that there are people walking around today that are not the people that, it just gets really, really weird, right? I mean, super, super weird where, I remember, there were rumors surrounding Jamie Foxx when he came back and people were talking about that. Listen, I don't know about none of that. If you believe that, God bless you. I have never seen any proof of that. For people to just say stuff like that, it's wild. But the rest of what he said, outside of that little point, but it's very apparent, I think, now that that's exactly what could have happened. We've seen some things get overturned lately. If you watch what happened in Connecticut, and there were people that are going to be held to account for what happened, and they were harvesting votes and that sort of thing, right? So they got in big trouble for it in Connecticut. So in North Carolina as well, but prior to that. So this is not something. This practice isn't new. It's not new, and it's damn it. I can't really get into it as deep as I want to, but just trust me, guys. Go really look at these situations that he just described and do your homework and go see that he's not just. I mean, I think he used a little joke about the clone part and all that, but the rest of that shit he said, it holds weight, in my opinion, right? In my opinion, for educational purposes only, right?
Please, can a real woman not have a penis? A fetus alive till you keep it from breathing. You just took a life like they taking our freedom. Think about the words that we all used to say, but the men today act more pussy than the ladies. You can't hurt my feelings, I was born.
Oh, damn, Adam. Damn. Shit. Listen, I mean, once again, look, this guy is a bull in a china shop. Adam said, I mean, this is, if you want to know what, I mean, this is kind of how I am. I talk the same damn way. I feel the same way about the same things, right? So, it's crazy to me that, one, in general today, people that call themselves Americans, that allow some of the things that I see happening today in protests and places where I see complete disrespect of our flag and just basically an all-out war on hatred toward the country that has given us everything that we should be grateful for. And I think that when I see those things happen and I see people stand idly by and do nothing about it as it happens, I think about exactly what he just said. There's a war on masculinity. There's a war on men right now. There's a war. They don't want you to be strong. They don't want you to be a warrior. They don't want you to be tough, because that's toxic, and that's bullshit. Plain and simple. Who do you think fights your wars, builds your bridges? And, we need masculinity. Now, the world takes all kinds to make it go around. I'm not saying that all men need to be alike. I believe that there's some men that were born to be a little softer. That's just plain and simple. They are. And there's nothing wrong with them being. That's who they are. But then you got, other people that are not like that. But their behavior is being stifled. The way that they feel, the way that they view the world, the way that they see things is being stifled, held back. And they're told that it's wrong. And they try to counsel them out of it. They try to shame them out of being who they are. They constantly, through the culture that we're pushing on our kids, telling them basically that if you feel or act or think this way, that there's something that's it's toxic or something that's wrong with you. Man, it's not true. It is absolutely not true. It is okay if you're a man to be a man and to be tough and to be masculine and to be all of those things. It's just that simple. It's normal and it shouldn't be stifled. We need you.
Used to say, but the men today act more pussy than the ladies. You can't hurt my feelings, I was born in the 80s. Shout out to the women, only they can have babies. Dudes wear dresses now and try to call it normal. Why they use the women's restroom and not a urinal? It's so sad to hear about these young kids not normal.
Hold up, Tom. Hold up, Adam here. Hold up.
Shout out to the women, only they can have babies. Dudes wear dresses now and try to call it normal. Why they use the women's restroom and not a urinal? It's so sad to hear about these young kids' lives. Fuck a pedophile school shooter, hope they all die. You ain't gon' shut me up.
Holy shit, dude. Listen, I can't talk about 90% of that. They'll shut this down now. Like, while I'm making the video, before I even upload it. Like, damn, dude. Son of a... I love these guys, man. I wish that I could get hold of... I would really love to have them on the podcast. That would be a hell of a conference. Like, completely unfiltered. Let's talk about this right here. And have them on a platform that would allow me to be vocal about everything they're talking about. I love them. And they come along at the right time in history, right? It's like God makes people for certain times. God makes warriors for certain times. And this is what you're looking at right now, right? You're looking at a couple of guys that came along that made it cool to be patriotic. That made it all right to be white. Right? When you were growing up, did you ever, if you were ever took pride in being white, or even the term white pride would even sound something like most people would think would be racist. So it was like never cool to have pride in who you were, because that's what they told you. They told you any pride in who you were, it was foul. Like it was wrong to do, it was wrong to have, it was wrong to talk about. So it's like, so they wanted you to be ashamed, and now they want you to be ashamed for being white. This bullshit white guilt that they're pushing on everybody, instead of just, being able to be proud of who you are and being able to be proud of the heritage of people that made something so great. And you can say that about every race, every nationality across the globe. And you can talk about every one of their contributions to society, to the world, to history. But you can't do that about white folks. And that just needs to stop. And Tom and Adam and other people now, because of this forward momentum caused by this movement, they're able to talk about that. They're able to be proud of who they are, and they're able to celebrate it. And it's fucking awesome. I love it. Oh man, I gotta bleep that out. But you understand.
Fuck a pedophile school fools, shoot, I hope they all die.
You ain't gon' shut me up.
You gon' have to kill me or cut out my tongue.
You ain't gon' shut me up.
I be saying what I want at the top of my lungs.
You ain't gon' shut me up.
You gon' hear what I say till I'm 6 feet deep.
You ain't gon' shut me up.
You can hate all you want, I got freedom of speech, and you ain't gonna
shut me up.
Even if we disagree, I'll die for your right to have your voice heard when you're speaking your mind. Even if you're saying things and I think you're lying, I will fight so you'll never be silenced.
See, and that's the difference. That's the difference between the people on the political right and the political left. People on the political left will actually treat ideas and words like murder. Like, they will actually call words violence and convict people of thought crimes. If you've ever read like 1984, you'd understand exactly what I'm talking about, because it's actually coming to fruition right in front of our eyes. What Orwell wrote about is actually happening. So, everyone, could call him a crackpot or whenever anybody talked about 1984, like put your tinfoil hat on, but then look at the society we're in and look at what has happened. And you're like, damn, it's actually happening. This stuff is really coming to fruition. So, dude, freedom of speech, it needs to be just that. Yeah, I might not agree with what you say, but I'll die for your right to say it. But if you let those same people get in charge, they'll silence you and only allow their ideas to be spoken. And they've already proven it. They've proven it with the Twitter files. They've proven it over and over again that they will silence a certain political ideology and then allow another one to be louder in its place in order to get their way. They've done it. It's a fact. They've done it. The court case was heard in District 5, and the court even decided with the fact that, yes, the administration did that, and it was foul, and it was a violation of the First Amendment. Nothing happened as a result. Section 230 is still in place, so freedom of speech is still something we have to fight for on a daily basis. And even though that the Supreme Court might agree that those actions taken by this administration were egregious and they violated your First Amendment rights, the social media platforms all still have the right to pick and choose what they allow to be heard and by who and how many and all of those things. And that is the battle that we need to fight right now.
Even if you're yelling in my face, calling me a bunch of names, claiming that I'm full of hate, that's okay. I will stand by your side in support of you, cause I believe in free speech for the morons too.
You ain't gon' shut me
I believe in free speech for
You
the
gonna have to
morons.
kill me or cut out my tongue.
You ain't gon' shut me
I
up.
be saying what I want at the top of my lungs.
You ain't gon' shut me up.
You gon' hear what I say till I'm 6 feet deep.
You ain't gon' shut me up.
You can hate all you want, I got freedom of speech, and you ain't gonna
Shut me up.
Hey. I'm going to listen to another viewer and say, let it play all the way to the end. I just want to make sure, okay, there's nothing popping up at the end. So just want to make sure that I'm not depriving somebody of something, because I guess in one of the videos that I did at the very end, I cut it off before it got to the little surprise deal about the new album or something. And somebody had shouted out, hey, let it play all the way through. So I did nothing there this time. So, but guys, listen, man, I really like doing this. I really like hanging out with y'all. I really like speaking my mind and having this platform to do it. So, if you feel the same way, do me the favor and do me the honor of clicking that like, follow, subscribe button, leave a comment, share the channel with your friends and family. Let other people know about it, guys. I need this channel to grow. That's the thing here, man. We need the growth. So, we've already crossed that 1K mark. And I love y'all for it. And starting over here all over again in YouTube. It's very hard to hit that ground running, and you guys that are already on the team had allowed me to do that and got me to that 1K mark quick. But guess what's next? 5K. That's what we need. We need 5K right now. So when we get to 100K, that scotch, I said bourbon, that scotch right there, that 30-year-old scotch, I got that for a Christmas present. And I've held on to it for quite a while because I just haven't had any reason to crack the canter and take a drink of it. And I want to make sure it's something that I can commemorate. That is something that I believe that's worthy of opening that and having a sip. So when I get to 100K, When I get to my 100,000 follower, 100,000 subscription, that thing's open. That thing's getting open. I even have special glasses made just for the occasion. Special glasses just for such occasion, and I can't wait to use it. I honest to God, and I know the day's going to come, and it's going to come short. So I need your help to get there. 100,000. Right now, let's just shoot for 5. Do it in small chunks. 5, 10, 15, 20. So please like, follow, subscribe, leave a comment, share the channel with your friends and family. Guys, and we'll see you next time. And as usual, the silent majority, you need to stop being silent and stand your ground. We'll see you next time on the Patriots Prayer Podcast, guys. Have a good one.
My people of this country and we're under attack. They banning us, they cancel us for speaking the facts.